Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Tech India. This is going to be lecture 4th for the series that we have started for DBMS course for exams and placements. So in this video we will discuss the topic Dr. E.F. Coates rules for RDBMS. So Dr. E.F. Coates rules for RDBMS. So first discuss who was Dr. E.F. Coates. So Dr. E.F. Coates is an IBM researcher who first developed the relational data model in 1970. In 1985, Dr. Coates published a list of 12 rules that define an ideal relational database and has provided a guideline for the design of all relational database. And in this video, we will discuss all these 12 rules which are given by Dr. Coates. Now, rule number 1, the information rule. This rule simply requires that all data should be presented in table form. This is the basis of relational model. Rule number 2, guaranteed access rule. Every single data element, that is called value, is guaranteed to be accessible logically with a combination of table name, primary key and attribute name. Now rule number 3, semantic treatment of null value. The null values in database must be given semantic and uniform treatment. This is very important rule because null can be interpreted as one of the following: data is missing, data is not known, or data is not applicable. Rule number 4, active online catalog. The structured description of the entire database must be stored in an online catalog known as data dictionary, which can be accessed by authorized user. User can use the same query language to access the catalog which they use to access the data itself. Now rule number 5, comprehensive data sublanguage rule. A database can only be accessed using a language having linear syntax that support data definition, data manipulation and transaction management operations. All commercial relational databases use forms of SQL as their supported language. Now rule number 6, view updating rule. Data can be presented in different logical combinations called views. Each view should support the same full range of data manipulation that has direct access to a table available. Rule number 7, high level insert, update and delete. A database must support high level insertion, updation and deletion. This must not be limited to a single row, that is, it must support union, intersection, minus operation to yield sets of data records. Rule number 8, physical data independence. The data is stored in a database must be independent of the application that accesses the database. Any change in the physical structure of database must not have any impact on how the data is being accessed by external application. Rule number 9, logical data independence. The logical data in a database must be independent of its user view. That is, it must not be visible to the application. Any change in logical data must not affect the application use it. So if you are making any logical change in the data, that must not affect the application which is using your database. Now rule number 10, integrity independence. The database language like SQL should support constraint on user input that maintain database integrity. No component of a primary key can have a null value. If a foreign key is defined in one table, any value in it must exist as a primary key in another table. Rule number 11, distribution independence. The end user must not be able to see that the data is distributed over various locations. User should always get the impression that the data is stored at one site only. This rule has been regarded as the foundation of distributed database system. Rule number 12, that is the last rule of this video, non-subversion rule. There should be no way to modify the database structure other than through the multiple row database language, that is SQL. So these were all the rules given by Dr. Coates. Most databases today support administrative tool that allows some direct manipulation of data structure. So these were all the rules given by Dr. Coates. All these rules will be very helpful for you in learning DBMS. So friends, this was all in this video. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Have a great learning ahead.